and welcome to Stelbot Adventures.
Today on Tales, Tips, and Tidbits, we will be talking all about the campfire.
We're going to show you how to build a perfect campfire.
I hope I know.
Come along, let's find out.
It is always advised to buy firewood at the campsite or very locally so that you do not bring in any kind of invasive species or anything on the wood that will then create problems in the new area. So always make sure you get something nice and fresh right from the area.
The most important thing when you're making a campfire is to have a good sturdy base. What we suggest you do is to make a box. You have two pieces of wood parallel to each other on the ground, and then you stack another two on top of it to make a box. This allows for air to flow underneath, like this, and air is what you need for the fire to grow.
I like to kind of separate the wood, get the smaller, thinner ones that will burn more easily in one area, and then the bigger, fatter ones in another section. This is kind of like the kindling, and these are the long burners once we get going.
Once you have your base established, you want to put a fire starter right in the middle. Now you can go to the store and get a fire starter that's already pre-made for $2, $3, or you can make your own like we do. So what we do is we take a Dixie cup, and then during the wintertime we light a lot of candles in the house, so we'll take the melted wax, put it in the Dixie cup, let it sit, and then we have some free fire starter.
We usually keep our matches in a little baggie just to protect it from any wetness or anything like that, to keep them nice and dry and ready to go. So when we get started, sometimes I'll just kind of keep this up and out of the way a little bit so I can light it a little bit more easily. Maybe start one side. Sometimes it helps to do it this way. Got to start on the other side. And then very, very carefully place it down into the center. We'll take some old papers, maybe camp maps from other places, or, boxes from the burgers that we have, or any kind of things like that. And that'll be another thing that'll kind of help us get going. So we can get a couple of these going in here. Do not overpack, because what is important? Airflow. You do not want to just throw in willy-nilly and block and stop all of the airflow from coming through. But get a little something to get going. Maybe put these a little closer so they'll start burning. This was from First Landing State Park in Virginia. That'll help us get going. First landing for the first fire. And hopefully these smaller ones will catch more easily and get us going here a little bit.
You don't need to use too many in the beginning, it's just enough to get you started. Once you have that fire going, feel free to add on a couple more layers of wood.
Fire starter is the first flame, so you kind of want this upper layer nice and close together so that without smothering the fire to get them going. You can always use your poker, your stick, to move them out and about later on. That one's kind of going pretty well, so maybe we can spread it out a little bit now and start putting some more on.
If you don't have a metal poker, you could just find the skinniest piece of wood that came in your bundle and use that to shift the wood around. Just be careful that you don't start burning your wood poker. Alright, once you got your fire going, there's two different methods you can use. I like doing the triangle method, which is you start building it like a little teepee. Another method that you can do is continue using like Lincoln logs almost and build a log cabin out of it. The biggest thing though is, again, make sure you have air flowing underneath all of the wood. You know what it's almost time for?
S'mores?
S'mores. You know what time it is. And yes, we use a taco plate as our s'more station.
Even though it is still light out, the boys are exhausted.
And our fire is dying.
So it's about that time.
Thank you for joining Stelbot Adventures on today's tales, tips, and tidbits.
If you have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up.
Please leave a comment below. Let us know what you think of our technique for starting a fire pit.
If you have not already, subscribe to our channel.
Click that notification button.
And we'll see you
On
the next adventure. My favorite part of the fire is the glowing embers at the end.
Go to sleep and good night.